Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Yes, that's right. It's time for another Sarcastic Distractions. Featuring, as always, the Gentleman Society of Podcasting, myself, Harvey, my heterosexual life mate, David,
Yellow.
and the ever-loving AJ.
Howdy do.
Howdy do. Wow, that's...
Howdy do.
Howdy
Poopity
do.
poo.
Poopity
Howdy
poo.
do.
Do to you. Howdy do.
Ooh.
And based off that, I'm sure you understand what we're talking about today. We're just talking about television.
I'm going to say, I don't know if they'd be able to necessarily.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know if that.
yeah.
Wasn't
that
Howdy
gave it
Doody
away.
a television show? Was
Oh,
it
yeah,
not?
then I should have said
Oh.
Howdy Doody, but I said that like last week.
That's true.
Or the
You
week
did.
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
You know what? The only reason I know that as a assurance is because of Back to the Future.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's, I think, the only reason. I've never seen Howdy Doody.
I've never seen it
Never.
either.
Well, it's well past our generation, or before our generation.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's before our parents, too.
Yeah, I think so. So if like,
No,
if
my
we,
dad would have probably watched the Howdy Doody.
oh yeah,
He was born in 1950.
yeah, probably would have been.
I thought Howdy Doody would. Well, I guess no, that would make it rightish. That's fair, because he was
It
born
was
in the
I think it
50s.
was in the 50s sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Sometime. Maybe
Yeah.
early 60s. I don't know.
I don't know either.
So
I'll ask.
today we're stepping into one of David's torture devices again. Which he's going to ask us about television shows.
It's not a torture
You,
device.
sir, go ahead and take it
Yeah,
away.
it's a very simple question, which is we're on our lonely island, just ourselves with our television.
With working power, of course.
No, with
Yeah.
working power, of course.
Yeah.
It's solar powered.
And working internet, of course, too. Yes.
Well, no, you can't have working internet.
Oh, that's
otherwise you'd
right.
be
No,
saved.
that's right.
No,
Yeah,
no. It's just you have
Yeah,
the
that's right.
VHS tapes.
Right.
But yeah, like what, going through your history, what was your favorite telly shows? Do you have a number one? Can you think of that one?
man.
What would that top three, just kind of growing up or even recently, what is your
Yeah.
favorite shows? Like what's something that you just remember, love, and could easily watch again when you see it?
So many
Yeah.
choices. Holy
That's
moly.
the problem.
That
That's
is the
my
problem.
issue.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like it's more of a periods in my life
Yeah.
kind of thing,
Yep.
and then nostalgia.
For
Yeah.
me, it's like, how do you choose your favorite babysitter? I don't know. It's just
My next door neighbor, I don't remember his name, but he was a teenager at the time, and he would show me how to draw inappropriate pictures on the when you have the drawing thing.
Etch-a-sketch.
oh, the
Etch a
Etch-a-sketch.
sketches,
Wow,
yeah.
that's awesome.
He was
That's
What's this?
skilled.
I don't. This is different.
He
Tune
didn't
in
do that.
Tokyo, tune
We
in
never did any of that. But he would sit there and I'd watch the television. I don't remember what shows at that time, but yeah, I always remember that next door neighbor. And I cannot remember your name at all. But you did amazing pictures.
Next door neighbor
man.
guy.
Yeah.
Next door neighbor guy.
Etch-a-sketch man.
Yeah, it's a sketch. He would do just amazing ones. It was great.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
So now that we've covered that.
now we've covered the favorite babysitters. Mine's always going to be the television. That was always my favorite babysitter, for sure.
Yeah. I can't really knock that because we always, our parents back in the day. Hey, I will admit, I've been home, but when my children were younger, if I needed to make sure they were distracted, internet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's the internet. Here's your nice, safe, kiddie-ish, or at that age you were site that you can
And-
poke around at.
And if you still smoked and you were allowed, you would send your children with a note to go get you cigarettes from the store.
That's no
Yep.
longer allowed.
That's no
at
longer allowed. You
all.
cannot
No.
do that.
Hell, even back in our day, it technically wasn't allowed, but it was
Of
a lot
course.
easier to do.
It was like, of course it wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, I know you're 6 years old, but I'll definitely give you a pack of cigarettes.
I saw you in here with your dad the other
Yeah.
day.
For sure.
No
Yeah.
prob.
Yep.
Take a piece of gum. Don't use the cigarettes now. Hilarious. Well, AJ, talk to us about TV Land.
I love AJ.
Here
Here you go.
Oh,
Buzz.
why
Throw you on the
me?
fire. Yeah.
Why me? Well, yeah, I can't pick one. I can't.
No
there's
one?
No.
Well, pick one that you really like. Let's start at those easy ones, and we'll try to get to that hard. What's the one island type thing, or the one you take to the island shit?
Oh fuck. Well, when I was a kid, I was really into Monsters
Mhm.
and Addams Family
Mhm.
and Bewitched.
Oh wow,
All those are great.
So I would say, yeah, those are definitely stick out in my
it's funny. None
top
of those
list.
Yeah,
Huh.
none of those actually stick out of mine. I never
That's
really got
crazy.
into them.
No, I
Monsters are up there. I mean, I love the Monsters, but no, they're definitely not on my list.
yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
I never watched Monsters as a kid.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I still do.
Oh, yeah, it's
'Cause
great.
It's goofy.
I was watching a little bit of it the other day. It's really fun.
And Addams Family.
Yeah, which is
It's
also
just
awesome.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
John Aston.
How is there
Gomez.
ever a crossover between those two?
I don't know.
You know, this seems like
Was
a
there? Was there not?
NBC, CBC. something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
true,
the,
yeah.
the companies. Yeah.
Those companies
Yeah.
probably didn't play as nice back then as they're doing now too. So yeah.
And Bewitched was
Well, I think
always
they're
fun.
all owned by Disney now. But anyway, moving
Yeah,
on, sorry.
Probably.
Disney owns the world. That's right. In fact, I think Disney owns his podcast. We just don't even know it.
we just don't know yet.
Those are all three great choices. All classics.
Yes.
And
Yep.
all have their etches in history and have all been, well, the monsters after the remake have all been remade in some form or another. I know there was a TV movie.
Bewitched wasn't the greatest.
Nope, it was not.
No,
But-
they should have just stuck with
Had
the idea that was already there.
agreed, but they had a hell of a star power in that remake, though.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, that's what sold it. Right? What
That's
sold
true,
it.
yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever seen the remake either. Shit.
It's weird.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
it's a little-
It's like it's a movie about them remaking the show
Yeah.
with a real witch.
Nice.
It almost feels like the people that made it hadn't really watched the show prior.
Or maybe it was one of those they were trying to make it different. Who knows?
Maybe.
I almost think it was a different script altogether, and they were just like, let's just
Oh,
slap,
just try to
let's just
spin
slap
it.
the Bewitched title on it.
Yeah, why not? Eh?
Just to try and tie
Pull
it
an
in.
old script out and be like, yeah, let's just use this and
Yeah.
just call it
Yeah.
Bewitched. Exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know they just
Yeah.
scratched out the title they were going to make and called it Bewitched instead.
I'm
Gotcha.
sure that happens more often than not. I'm sure.
Oh, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
We're
Yeah.
just making this wonderful movie about witches, but if you can
Gee.
work out the licensing terms, then you know.
Yeah. Interesting about your two choices. Addams Family and Bewitched, their remakes were never a television. They were films. They've never done
Yeah.
a television show. I mean,
They've done
What-
like
whoa, whoa, whoa.
animated for
Yeah.
Adam's Family.
Yeah.
movie, but not.
No, they
Oh,
had.
oh,
they
yeah,
had-
yeah, sorry,
had
yeah,
television.
you're absolutely right.
They
Yeah.
also had
And
something
they actually
called
did
The
do a
New
remake.
Adams Family.
That's true. My
Yeah.
apologies.
That was
Yes, you're right.
poop.
Man, I never watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
It's funny.
poop.
As soon as you
It
said
was
animated,
poop.
what popped in my head was the Beetlejuice. That was a great
Oh,
one.
love,
yeah.
love that too.
Animated
Love that.
Beetlejuice was great
God,
back in the day.
So great. So great.
It
I just
was.
watched a thing on that too. It's like, oh, why isn't that show around still?
I haven't watched that thing in
Oh,
a
man.
few
I
more
love
than a
that.
few decades. I
Both the
guess.
movie and the show were great for their own reasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they both were different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can remember really enjoying that cartoon. It was that cartoon I really wanted to see.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, that
like,
one popped in the head.
I remember it was like when I was like Inspector Gadget, Care Bears. Once you got like the luster off, it's like, oh, okay, I'll watch those. But then like, oh, Beetlejuice.
Oh no! Well, see,
Oh,
don't
shoot.
knock.
Oh, I'm not
Inspector
knocking him.
Gadget.
I'm not knocking them, but there would like for me, like there'd be a bit of a what's the word? A bit
Or
of
the Care
fatigue,
Bears.
if
Yeah.
you will. If I had watched
Yeah.
them too many in a row, like I don't want to watch. No,
So
whatever.
Inspector Gadget, I'm a bit on that side, fair. But Care Bears, oh, I miss my kids being that age
I
where I
know,
could
eh?
sit there and watch Care Bears, especially Care Bears the movie. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, and I know it's off topic as usual, but yeah, Care Bears the show plus the movie.
Care Bears the
oh,
movie, I remember being quite dark and a little.
it is.
It
little
is,
kinda
yeah.
fucked up.
It is.
It is pretty fucky.
It is good.
And also, isn't the movies where they introduced the Care Bear cousins? Yes.
I think
I
so. Yeah.
believe, and then they're also on the show too.
Oh, yeah, they get on the show.
Yeah, they get on
Probably
the show,
later
yeah.
seasons.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I don't know the timing, but yeah.
What a cool franchise.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, yeah, I
Care
love that
Bears
stuff.
and this, and yes, one of those shows every morning. Get up, 7 o'clock or whatever the time was. Care Bears was on, and yeah, I'd sit there watch Care Bears, do nothing but watch the show that I'd seen a bajillion times. And
I always liked the Disney run of animated shows. It was like Gummy Bears,
Oh yeah,
was a good one, too.
Darkwing Duck.
Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck,
Yeah, yeah,
Tailspin.
yeah. This is a good afternoon block.
Tails-
DuckTales.
Yeah, yeah. I like that a lot.
Tails. I
Yeah, it's good
forgot
times.
about those ones. Shit. Yeah, that was. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was a big fan too.
Yeah.
Gargoyles
After
when that
school
was a
back
part of
in the
it.
Oh,
day.
Gargoyles.
Oh, good call out.
Gargoyles is still good.
In fact, that
Yeah.
might be in my top 3 favorite shows.
Yeah, that's a good one to call
Honestly.
out.
I
Gargoyles.
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 Yeah, I
Otherwise known as Star Trek: The Next Generation with gargoyles.
That's right, exactly.
As
Uh,
most of the cast is
yeah,
in that, I assume.
yeah.
I like.
Interesting.
I don't know. I would never consider myself a mature individual. I have a stretch of the imagination. But growing up, watching that show, like I couldn't believe Disney made it. You know, because it was so
Yeah.
adult
Yeah.
oriented,
It did. Yeah.
and like
it
just
had the current.
the fact that it was episodic and
Yep.
you had this giant ass storyline involving Shakespeare plot lines and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, this does not seem like I'm allowed to watch this. You know, like, okay, it's
Yeah.
animated, but you know, like for me, Gargoyles was kind of like that first real, in my
Something
opinion,
darkish.
yeah, like
you
that
know,
real
yeah.
delving into that adult
Yeah.
animation.
There's
Mhm.
something
territory.
happening.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I loved. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved a lot of other cartoons growing up, but that one really
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of grabbed me.
I think it had the same appeal as Batman the Animated Series.
Absolutely, yeah,
That dark, gritty
Yeah.
yeah,
storytelling,
yeah.
right?
It was good.
But if there was only one show I could take on a deserted island with me,
Oh, we haven't even got to that yet. We're still just in the early Hero Nice shows.
I know.
We're very animated
I would say
right now.
what we're gonna do animated. Yeah, X-Men the animated series probably. Yeah,
I
that
really
was-
enjoyed X-Men, but I
I love
no,
that show. I
that'd be a
watched it
pass.
like I don't think I ever got sick of that show. The only time I was like, oh man, this episode again was the Dark Saga. The Dark Phoenix Saga, which is 6
Mhm.
episodes long, and when they played it all the way through. So it's like if you've seen it a couple times, you're like, oh okay, I guess I got to watch this again.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
these were the days before the internet, folks, where you could just like fast forward.
Yeah, you couldn't. You had to sit through it.
yeah, yeah.
That's what was on the
That was
television.
it,
Yep.
yeah. So I think I'd probably put that in there as one of my favorite shows.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have to admit, if we're going to limit to animations for the moment, and I
Ooh.
might get in trouble for this one, I'd go down to The Simpsons.
Oh wow, I would never hear you.
Yeah,
say
and
that.
the
Wow.
reasoning is because like I had a lot of fun going back to last year when it was all Locky, and I sat there with my kids watching Simpsons from season 1 to
Wow.
season 20 something or
Wow.
whatever the number they're at. And
That's crazy.
don't get me wrong, it does have, and I don't watch it like I did as a kid. Sunday night at 8 o'clock. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's when it was on.
Mhm.
I don't do that. But if we're gonna stick with animation, I can pretty much guarantee as long as I can pick the episodes, we'll be good.
For sure.
Mm.
I was actually watching some Simpsons the other day for the first time. God knows how long.
Yep.
Because my wife, she was like, "Yeah, let's watch the Simpsons." I go, all right, check it out. And I try to watch them later because I haven't really watched it since like season 11 or 12. It's probably the last time I really paid
Wow.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So I just try to pick random episodes
Mhm.
from later seasons that I haven't seen. And, The Simpsons gets a lot of bad rap for not being the show that it used to be, but it's not bad.
Well, it's not.
It's
it should
not-
change.
It should change. It
Yeah.
should
I think
evolve.
after the movie, they kind of tried to keep up with Family Guy
Maybe,
in
yeah.
regards to their humor
Yeah,
and absurdity.
They'd have.
Right? Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. Like obviously, like earlier episodes was definitely absurd, but
At that time, yeah.
it still had some sort of base in a family sitcom
Right.
kind of thing. Whereas after the movie, and then when Family Guy started becoming
Super.
Fox's show,
Yeah.
that's when they started to seem to dabble in more of the absurd humor or
Yeah.
the stupid humor or goofy humor or shock humor.
Sure.
Shock
yeah.
humor.
right?
Yeah.
So I think,
Isn't that somewhat ironic? The fact that the show that really did kind of
That was the
Paved-
shock humor.
paved the way
yeah.
for animated shows
yeah.
are now trying to
To
keep
catch
up
back
keep
up.
up, yeah.
with the other
Yeah,
ones.
It's
yeah.
kind of a classic human condition for anything we create.
It really is actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid.
Yeah, neither was I.
My mom
first
always
on.
thought the Bart Simpson was a bad influence.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what's funny? The only show I was not allowed to watch as a kid was Pee Wee Herman.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I heard about that too. Yeah.
I
I
can
was
see that.
not animated. So it's one of those things. I remember having a buddy that just loved Pee Wee Herman in no weird way, just
Oh,
really enjoyed the show. And I'm like, I have
entertaining.
no clue what Pee Wee Herman is.
Oh wow, it was actually his show was really entertaining as a kid. I remember
Yeah.
like because it's like half animated, half live action,
Yeah.
a little bit of lessons, but mostly silly humor and
Yeah.
fun. And it was just,
Yeah, the voice. Yeah,
well, hey everybody.
but yeah, never was allowed to watch it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then when I got older, I'm like, oh, I should check out one of these things. I'm like, yeah, okay, I've outgrown that.
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah, no.
there is. I'd be hard pressed if you were not a Pee Wee Herman fan growing up to believe you be one as an adult. I don't know how. I just don't.
I was a fan. I enjoyed the
but
Pee Wee Herman.
growing
Yeah.
up, yeah. But like I can't imagine you go
Would
back
you
in
take
your
that to
20s.
the
No,
island?
I don't think I'd watch Pee Wee
You're
Herman.
like,
now.
what the
No.
fuck is
No.
this?
Yeah.
No, I would not take
Why is that chair opening its mouth? Why does a chair have a mouth? Sorry. Ridiculous.
Because it's Cherry
It is Cherry and Terry
Oh.
and Conky
and Conky. You can tell where his,
and Cowboy
his
Curtis,
imagination was.
who was Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes, it was his first role too. I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, one of his first.
Few people got their starts
Yeah.
there. No,
Cowboy Curtis.
Pee Wee Herman. Oh
Pee Wee
my gosh,
I mean,
hilarious.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure was a pretty good movie.
It really was.
It was actually quite a good film.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
The subsequent ones, not so much like Big Top Pee Wee and whatnot. It was kind of.
The revamp they did a couple of years ago, I thought was okay. It wasn't horrible.
It was
but
all right. It was better than Big Top Pee Wee.
yeah, what bad.
But Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
That's the movie.
That's just
That's the move.
great.
Yeah,
I don't
agreed.
think I've seen that.
Oh, it's okay.
It's a Tim Burton film, is it not?
Yeah, I believe it is. I think it's his first film too.
I think one of
Oh,
them,
wow.
I
Good.
would say this. Okay, I rescind a little bit. The show, I could totally see why you would not want to watch it, like if you never watched it growing up. But Big Adventure, I could see you wanting to watch that. It actually was a pretty fun
Yeah.
film.
Nice.
It's kind
And
of
I may have seen it. Just
you
don't
might have.
recall.
It-
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of in the same vein of like the Ernest films.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
yep.
okay.
Same kind of
Gotcha.
idea. It's
Yep.
like like-
Ernest was fun back in the
yeah,
day.
fish out of water.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, Ernest.
The best.
I haven't thought about that guy in a long time.
I know.
Good old Jim Varney
Jim Varney.
and Byrne. I would have to say that was probably one of my favorite reboots or remakes or movie made into was the Beverly Hillbillies movie
Oh yeah,
with Jim Varney.
they did a good job on that.
They
I
did.
thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
the casting for it was phenomenal.
Diedrich Bader
Yeah.
and
And what's her Lily Tomlin was in
yeah,
it.
Little Tomlin. Yeah,
Dabney Coleman.
Yeah.
And who played Grandma again with the Cloris Leachman?
yeah.
That's one
She's the
funny lady,
best.
man.
Holy
That's one
shit.
funny lady.
Her role in Beer Fest. Oh my god.
Yep.
The sausages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Brilliant comedian.
Yeah, she's
Brilliant.
amazing.
Brilliant.
She's still with us. I think she's still with us, right?
Believe so. I don't know
Oh,
if she's
wow.
doing much.
Class
But
act. Cloris Leachman. I don't know if you ever see this. I love you. That's all it is.
I love you.
Oh, very nice.
She makes me so happy.
Because that was
seeing her
another
screen.
one that would, man. I can't pick one. Beverly Hillbillies. Love that show.
For sure.
I'll still watch
Never
it today.
got into the show, I have to admit.
I'll
Another one
still
of
watch
those.
it today.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the reruns of it whenever it came on our 3 channels that we had as a kid.
Yeah.
I'd watch it, but I liked it fine. But I'm kind of with Dave, where it's like, it was good, but
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
But
for-
animation, I'd say Animaniacs.
yeah,
Oh, good call on that one.
That's-
Yeah, that's a good call.
yeah, it's a great show.
Because there's
Yeah.
a lot of variety.
That is a good call.
There's a ton of variety.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
kind of reminiscent of the Looney Tunes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Funnier-ish.
Yeah.
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 No, it was a good one.
I
Yeah.
can appreciate that.
That would be the animation I would take.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Ooh, but now we get into those harder ones. Yeah.
Oh,
What would be like your second-ish choice? Like, because I think I know. I'm torn on my second choice.
I think I know what mine
Yeah.
is. Because I was trying to think of like something that I could watch over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
still be a complete story,
Mm-hmm.
and something that I feel like I would get something new out of like every time.
I have to admit both of my selections because I'm torn on mine. I won't get anything I don't think different out of my shows.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a masterpiece, and Breaking Bad. I'd probably put
okay.
in for my number 2.
Nice.
Honestly, there's only, in my opinion, there's only one bad episode, and that's just because of budget constraints. Everyone knows that episode.
Fly
Yeah,
episode.
exactly.
What's the fly?
Fuck,
episode?
I hate that
Have you,
episode.
you watched Breaking Bad? Have you seen
I
it?
have seen the odd.
Oh,
Shan was
bro,
more into it.
you
than
gotta
I was.
you gotta watch this fucking
Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh, man. There's this one episode, and they did it because, as you know, it costs money to make television, and certain
Yeah,
budgets
maybe.
run out. So they'll try to do things to try to save money. And this one episode stars just the 2 actors locked inside their lab cooking meth,
Okay.
and that's the whole episode. But the thing is, it's all about pure and clean meth, and there's this one fly that is inside their lab, and their whole thing is to try to how the fuck we gonna get rid of this fly that's causing us a ruckus. That's the whole episode.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For a show that is so fucking layered, like so much happening, every character has like 5 different faces.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, we're gonna watch these guys chase a fly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was not. No.
No.
Couldn't.
Outside of that, like,
So you take everything else except for that episode.
well, and unfortunately, I'd actually take that episode in context of that. I won't hate on it, but for the completion of the show, there is a few things that happen that kind of make sense. But it's a flawless show. Like I hold it over Game of Thrones as like in terms of complete show because of the fact that I can't think of anything that would make it better. I can't.
Nice.
Whereas Game of Thrones, I could think of a lot of things that would make that a much better television show.
Interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, Breaking Bad was just like, it was a show when I watched it for the first time, I thought, oh, okay, this guy is like the Kevin Smith of like crime shows. Because
Gotcha.
the whole idea of this, this high school science teacher becoming like a meth
Dealer. Yeah.
kingpin.
Oh yeah.
Like it seems so absurd and ludicrous. And when you watch it the first time, you're like, oh yeah, that's neat. Oh, so sorry that happens. But when you go watch it another time, you're like, oh, that motherfucker knew the shit right off the start. Like you knew Walter White was playing. He was an evil man. He was always an evil man, but he played it like he wasn't. It's just brilliant, just brilliant.
And Walter White was the guy that's doing the
Yeah,
messy
sorry,
stuff.
Yes.
Because in the end, doesn't he like kill everybody?
No, I wouldn't say it's. Yeah, he kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's responsible
Yeah.
for a lot of death. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
yeah,
for
absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause I
absolutely.
think I remember watching like some final
And-
episode where he kills his brothers or his brother's husband or
it's
wife
the cop,
or sisters.
yeah, his brother-in-law. Yeah, that
something
becomes a thing.
Yeah.
for sure. But it's just crazy because like the whole show, the way it's all designed, like it makes you think, oh, it's going one way, and when you're watching it for the first time, you're justifying everything that Walter's doing because his kid's
Well, he
sick.
has to.
Oh, he has to do
he's
this
gotta
stuff.
Get the money to
Yeah.
actually take
But
care
then you
of.
realize, like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. Like, he's like
Yeah.
the worst piece of shit. And just because he has cancer, he's like, oh, I got to do all this stuff. It's like, no, buddy. Like, anyways, it's great. I love it. It's awesome. And I feel, what happens to Jesse? Anyways, okay. Yeah, that's my number 2 is Breaking Bad, for sure.
Oh wow.
I have to say, my number 2 is a series. I can't remember the full name. Backdraft with what's his buns in it. Shit.
Backdraft.
See, the name
That
just
was
popped
an
out of my head.
old
Not
firefighter
the-
movie.
Yeah, not the movie. Has Dennis Leary in it.
Oh, Rescue Me.
Rescue Me.
Fuck
Thank
yeah.
You.
Oh,
Rescue
great
Me.
call, man. I
Yeah,
haven't seen that show in a
Rescue Me.
while.
Sorry, it popped out of my head.
Love
the name. I
that
was
show.
like, yep, Rescue Me. That was that's one of those few series. I have one other was my number 1, but that was my second choice, which was really just from the first to the last, and just
Oh,
wow, it's all
And
over the place.
They pivoted during the writer's strike where they
Yeah.
almost didn't finish the show. But they were, you're right, too. Like, from front to back, it's pretty complete.
Yeah, I think there's like 5 seasons, 6 seasons,
Yeah.
and from every season, that's what I really liked about it too, because every season was really a different story.
Yeah.
Same main character, and every so often, the happy secondaries come into play, but just always,
Yeah.
it was great.
You know what else made that? Did you watch Rescue Me?
No,
Oh,
I know of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did a really cool thing in that show by making you constantly second guess their main character, but other characters as well.
Yeah.
With him seeing things. 'Cause he plays like an alcoholic firefighter.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's like a real alcoholic, not like I just have a few beers. Like, no, he
Yeah.
just fucking pours
Yeah.
half 26ers and
Right.
and then he goes and fights fires. Anyways,
Yeah.
craziness. But he'll start to hallucinate.
Yeah.
And you're like, but they don't tell you that he's hallucinating. And all of a sudden he's sitting beside Jesus in his truck. You're like, what? Like, what's happening here? And
Yeah,
I
it's
was like,
really good scenes like that.
So cool. And
Yeah.
you're right, man. The roller coaster.
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
It was good.
Can I just say, I think my favorite scene of the whole show
Okay.
is when they go and try to do an intervention for Tommy.
Oh yeah.
So it's his whole family. They're all Irish Catholic drunks.
Yeah.
Right? They all got problems. And they talk pretty much the whole season about getting him into an intervention. And then they finally get him into an intervention. And he just sits there. And it's just Dennis Leary. And he's just hearing all like the whatever. And then he gets up and he's just like, fuck you. You guys all get me in here. And like, I got problems. What about you and your drinking problem?
Yeah.
What about you and your thing? It's, like,
It was good.
it's amazing.
I could see that being a Dennis Leary thing to do for
Oh,
sure.
for
Oh, it was.
I
it
love
was.
Dennis Leary. I think he's
Oh, yeah.
great. I just
Yeah.
never got into the show.
Yeah, it was a good one. I enjoyed
good
it, and it was one that they started after the towers went down because
Oh,
he
yeah.
started like a season, maybe 2 of some copy show he was in.
Oh, yeah, The Job. Yep.
Yeah.
And everyone always tried to say that Rescue Me was like The Job, but for firefighters. It was nothing like
No.
that. It was,
No, there was a similarity in his character.
yeah,
I will admit.
of course. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he's a comedian, and
Yeah.
he's playing like the lead.
Yeah.
Who's
There was
a
a
very
similarity in the
unscrupulous
character.
individual. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But ultimately, they're very
It-
vastly different shows.
it's he basically puts his Dennis Leary character into the situation.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
great choice, man.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and that's my number 2.
I'd watch that show again. I love that show so much. Oh, I love it. What about you, AJ?
I have a 2
Oh.
and a 2.2.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
I have 2 twos.
2 twos. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
2
Let's hear
twos.
them.
The first one would be along the same lines as the kind of shows you guys are talking about. Be Oz.
Oh, yeah. Oz is great, too. Fuck
the
yeah.
OG HBO
Oh,
Yes, sir.
serial.
Yes,
know what,
sir.
I loved it too. I have to admit, like I adored it. And it's funny. Got all the seasons.
Mhm.
I'm not saying this will happen to you. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so amazing. And this happened last year. I put the first season in. I get through like 4 episodes. I'm like, no, it just doesn't work the same way anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's that nostalgia factor.
Well, yeah, and my memory of it, and it's nothing wrong with the show because again, that show brought in that whole storyline. Very just
Yeah, it was like the original like came before The Sopranos.
Yeah,
Came
absolutely,
before Game
yep.
of Thrones. It started that whole fad, if
Yes.
you will.
Yeah.
of
Even just the
HBO
camera,
shows.
the way the camera works throughout the show was great. But yeah, I
I
tried.
just liked how gritty it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And showed you maybe that's what it would be like in some sort of maximum
Yes.
maximum
Yep.
security.
Yeah.
Where all the most fucked up individuals
Yes.
are.
For
right?
sure. It did feel like they got a lot of that shit right. Like I've never been to
J.K.
prison.
Simmons
Thank God.
is
Oh, he's
fucking
amazing.
phenomenal
Yeah.
in that.
As a racist.
Oh yeah.
White
Oh
supremacist,
yeah, he's full on. Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. Like
yeah.
it's good because it's great acting.
Yes.
But it's terrible because that character is just a piece of shit.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
he's garbage.
Awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
But-
J.K. Simmons is amazing though. He
But yeah,
Totally
so
roll
it'd be
off.
that or My Name is Earl.
Oh
Ooh,
yes, good
call.
one.
I go
Good
with that
call.
one. Yeah, My Name is Earl.
I love
I'm on
that
board
show.
with that one
That's
for sure.
a great story.
Jason Lee, one of my favorite actors
Great
of all time.
fucking show that should have had another season or two.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
You got that tight wrap at the end there, and you're like,
Yeah.
man, if they just had another season to flesh it out, just
Yeah.
to flesh it out.
Just one more season of
I know.
fun and just but yeah, it was to me that's a great show because just it's funny and you feel good.
And it
uh,
makes you think.
Yes,
two Kevin Smith alumni
Yep.
in there, Jason
Yep.
Lee and
Oh,
Ethan Suplee.
that's right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's now all super jacked.
Yes, yes.
Massive
Super
boy.
jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love My Name Is Earl. That show rocked me. Such a great idea. Such a clever,
A
fun,
very
spin.
clever idea.
You know.
It just popped up on Disney.
Oh yeah.
I should try to rewatch
Disney's
it.
got
I
it.
could
Yeah.
watch that again.
It's one of
I think
those
I'm
shows.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a try again too because I actually remember watching that with my kids, like going back 10 years for shit.
My favorite episodes of those ones are the cops episodes when they're
Oh,
all running
yeah.
around.
Where it's like before they
Yeah.
they were karma. Before karma got them. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to move there. That seems like a
Yeah.
bad place. It's like
Oh crap, man.
Crap,
was
yeah.
Yeah.
I love how he absolutely hates his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
hates her, but loves
I
Crabman.
know.
Yep.
I know.
loves him, right? Just yeah.
I love a crab man. It's just always very what.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Hey,
it's okay.
hey, Earl.
Yeah.
Hey, Earl. Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
Earl.
How you doing? How you
Yeah.
doing? Oh fuck yeah. Okay.
Got
Got
a
you.
That guy's got one hell of a smile, man. Crowd man.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
awesome.
without a doubt.
Oh man, great.
That
great,
was a
great
good
pick,
call-out.
man.
Shit,
Both
didn't even
both
think
great
of that.
picks. Both
Yeah.
Oz and My Name Is Earl, but I'm probably Dave. I'd probably take My Name Is Earl just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the 2.2
Yeah, agreed.
or the 2.
That's the
depending on
2,
your
and then
perspective.
Oz would be 2.2.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah,
you.
depending
Yeah.
on your perspective. Yeah,
For
fair,
sure.
fair,
I
fair.
see that.
It's crazy
Yeah,
to
I'll
think.
give you
I
that.
don't even think Jason Lee acts anymore. I think he runs some sort of skate company or something out of Philadelphia.
Well, he was in Reboot. Jay and Silent
Everybody
Bob.
was.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But I mean, like,
everybody.
I don't think he's doing anything. Like, I mean,
Like acting.
yeah, like Vanilla Sky. He was a supporting role in that. Like, he did some pretty massive roles, but I don't think he's done anything since then. I think he kind of left the game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always going to work with Kevin because they're
It's
boys,
Kevin.
right? They're
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
friends,
yeah.
right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like,
and he comes on, does a few hours of just, being
Exactly.
himself in front of the camera. They chit chat. They probably just filmed themselves chit chat. And then there you go, made
There
it
you
to the
go.
film.
And ultimately, what does he really get to do? He gets paid to hang out with his friends, right? Like, that's really
That's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a win for him. I might have said this on the podcast before, but if ever had a dream casting of like brothers, it'd be Jason Lee and Ryan Reynolds. I think those two together
Yeah.
would
can see that.
frickin'
That
just
could be really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh man, that'd be great.
That would be a good one.
That's who I had always thought for the brothers in The Big Come Down. I always thought
Gotcha.
like that was always kind of who I envisioned as being the one's a shit disturber, the other one's like trying to keep their
yeah, keep
stuff
it
together.
cool.
But
Yeah.
they're both big on banter. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm talking about things that aren't released yet.
This is true.
This is
But
true.
someday.
Someday.
No, not Sunday. Someday.
I thought we were talking about monster trucks.
Sunday's too early.
That is something I wish would come back to London as we start to get over this lovely COVID thing. Because I have to admit,
Monster Jam.
it was actually a lot of fun. And again, just seeing it over here downtown, like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
actually
With Truckosaurus.
it was good.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it.
I would agree. I went on for free. I won tickets,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go check it out. And at first, I thought, well,
Yeah, they
arena's-
drive around in circles and
Yeah.
shit. Big flying fuck.
or I
But-
thought, well, the arena's too small. These
yeah,
trucks
it
are
is small. It is fucking small.
But like when you start to see what they do, like, holy shit!
yeah, even in that small
Oh,
arena.
doing like flippity doos in the air. and
yeah,
stuff,
they
yeah.
get a full tilt.
I know
Yeah,
we're
it's
letting
fun.
our redneck flags fly here a little bit, but and I couldn't believe how loud it was. I don't know why I thought it wasn't going to be that loud, but it was. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's one thing I was fortunate. I brought the ear muff thingies for both
Smart.
me and my son. And
That's
yeah,
smart.
Yeah,
I
I
was
probably would've
warned
done that too.
multiple times. Make sure you
Yeah.
bring. Yeah.
Now, did Curtis like it? Was he a
yeah,
fan?
he loved
Oh,
it.
right on.
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
It
that's
was a
pretty
good time.
cool.
Yeah,
I'd check
anyway,
that out.
yeah.
Anyways, but not Sunday. That's too early for the movie. We need some
okay.
time.
Yeah.
We need some
Well,
time.
it could be like the first Sunday in January or something.
Yeah. Wait, what? No, that's still.
Wait.
I'm not ready yet. Come down. Come into a theater near you in 2020 something. I don't know when exactly.
Hey, that gives us what,
Yeah,
8 years?
9
8 years.
Yeah,
8
that's
years.
right, like,
8
that's-
years.
that's
Well, we
one
really
enough
can't count this year
No,
as a year.
can't. No, yes, pretty much over. But yeah, something like that. Anyways. That's both great choices.
Yes,
AJ.
those were good.
Those are my now favorites.
Yeah, they're
number two
definitely in
choices.
my top 10
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. I love it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yay.
but here we go.
Jeez.
Can you do?
I know my number one.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. I know.
All right, what's
I know
yours?
right away because I
I
know
think-
guaranteed.
I think I can guess.
You want
I
to guess?
could probably guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to guess.
All right.
I want to guess.
Go
Do
ahead.
I want to guess?
Sure, want it?
South Park.
Yeah, definitely. 1,000%.
Oh.
Like I've never been sick of that show ever. There's only one episode I don't like, and we talked about it, and I think it's only because I'm not supposed to like it, and that's the Jack Officer episode.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
hate that
You've-
episode.
You've mentioned
The
this.
character, I hate it. Just hate everything about it. I don't want to think about it after this podcast because I hate it. Yeah, but I think you're supposed to hate that character. Like that's the reason why they created it. He's supposed to be a Jar Jar Binks style of character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way
Supposed
this,
to be annoying.
but everything about the show, like, there's nothing I hate about it. Like I've watched that show more than I think any other show in my life, and I still go
Interesting.
back. I still watch more old episodes. I still laugh my ass off. I still find new things that I didn't think I'd find before. And now that because our world is starting to do that whole cyclical thing,
Mhm.
a lot of the old episodes seem to make a lot more sense for some
Even
people
now.
right? You're like, oh, okay, right? And then when they do the topical shit, like the pandemic episode that they did last year, it's like,
Yeah.
what? And then they did the vaccine episode, like, what?
And then the one they're gonna do.
Yeah, and the one
Did
they're
you
gonna
watch
do,
that trailer?
of course I did. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Very interesting.
Very. And they just got picked up for another what? How many seasons? Well, it doesn't matter. They
Like 14 or something.
almost $1 billion deal.
Nice.
Almost
Wow.
$1 billion deal. They
Good
got
for them.
12 movies and like I don't know, fucking 14.
Oh no, it was like
No,
another
5
5
seasons.
seasons.
5 seasons.
and like 14
And 14
movie
movies.
type things.
Yeah.
Oh, like the 1 hour. Or, yeah,
the 1 hour
Yeah,
special
and possibly a
things.
game or two in there too for
Nice.
the deal that
Yeah,
Paramount
good for
gave
them.
them. I'm like, fuck
It's what-
yeah.
I usually enjoy the show. I just, I could never get into it.
Oh man, there's nothing bad.
Yeah. Well, it's
Nothing
not a bad. It's just,
Stan Marsh.
yeah. Like when we had that episode where you gave me the list to watch,
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching them
For
all. I
sure.
must admit this. I really am.
Rob Schneider is a character.
Character.
The derpty dude, diddly dub.
Derpy derp. Yeah. Matt and Trey are the greatest things that America's ever produced. Not a question.
I'll give you
not
that,
a
for
question.
sure.
Not a question.
For sure.
There's nobody at all. I love you, America, but Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they're the best. They're the best. Name one
and Dave
thing.
Grohl.
And Dave Grohl. He's good. And Trent Reznor. But okay, we'll do Steven
I would
Tyler.
say this list is getting me.
But no, I love Trey and Matt and everything they've done. Everything outside of South Park,
Yeah.
I have enjoyed immensely.
I enjoy the movies.
Immensely.
Even though Basketball
Yeah.
wasn't written by them, I'm sure a lot of the stuff that made it to film was shit that they just did on set. Like the
Yeah.
dude, like the dude thing. Dude.
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 No, dude.
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 Yeah, that's all that.
Right?
That's all that, right? What about pulling the pubic hair out of the pant? Like, I mean, that's
Like,
gotta
yeah.
that's them, right?
Like-
Like, yeah, that's just who they are.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I mean, Cannibal the Musical.
Yeah.
If you've not seen the Troma film, go watch Cannibal the Musical.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. You can find it on YouTube for free.
It's ridiculous.
I love it.
Orgasmo
Orgasmo's great.
was
You know,
phenomenal.
Team America, World Police.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Like,
a good call.
Come
so
on, like-
ridiculous, but so wonderfully ridiculous.
And
been a
how on
while.
fucking point is that movie today?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
It's like seriously, I love it. So South Park, yeah, that would be my
Nice.
favorite. Yeah,
That's good
yeah,
call.
yeah, thanks. So.
Yeah. Mine, I don't know if this is popular, but it is the one I love and I will happily take to anywhere to watch. Boston Legal.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
you've
that's a
mentioned this
great
before.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
before.
love Boston
yeah,
Legal.
I can't hate on that show.
Yeah.
I love it
Alan
too.
Shore,
It's pretty great.
like the whole just character, the series, just that. Oh, just yeah, like Crane. I really wanted to be the mix of those two guys and just that content. Oh,
I
I
ju-
love that every episode ended with that. Just the two of them sitting there. Let's have a drink.
Yeah, yeah. Boston Legal was just a very fresh show about lawyers, if you will.
And it was
like,
based
never
off
got
the
into
other
it.
one. It was based off the previous show because they actually, Alan Shore was one of the characters. He would show up periodically in the previous. I can't remember what the previous one was called, but so it's not like it was unique. It was just the style that really worked for me. It was really just those two fellas and how it starts with them somewhat meh in each other and how it ends with them getting married.
yeah.
Right? Like it's one of those things.
Every episode was like that.
It was just,
Yeah.
I loved it. It was one of those things that I'm sad it was only 5 seasons, but I'm also glad because
Yeah.
it was one of those ones that ended with, fireworks things and it was properly finished. Yeah, the 5th season is shorter, but all properly finished and
The best. I love that's the best when it's complete.
yeah. And that's just
nothing
it
worse
was
than a show that
complete.
gets
Yeah.
canceled early or
Yeah.
can't run a season because of whatever reason.
Yeah, or it rushes. Like, no, they
Yeah.
had it planned.
Yeah.
They were gonna wrap this up. Finish
that
it.
that almost happened to Rescue Me because of the writer strike. They may have not been able to finish the show, which they had so many storylines tied up, but they were able to work it where they got like 2 shorter seasons and they were able to flesh it out. But yeah, I'm glad the Boston Legal got their full 5 seasons.
No, I am too. It's one of those things.
I'm kind of surprised that they've not done anything with that since that show aired. Like I feel like that had such a following, you would see some iteration of it.
As
now.
much as I love to watch it, I will also say though, like it was a show, and it pains me to say this, was made like 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Like you got to remember, it ended in like 2007 or something like that. Like that was the last season. So it's one of those things that I love it, but I also remember growing up and being that right age at that right time. Like I'm just in my 20s, gung ho, shit, fucking this is my end.
Yeah.
It's just that time. It was after, some other shit happened, which we all are aware of, the towers and all that cruft and Bush, more Bush, but
more Bush.
Yeah,
Bush.
Yeah. God.
But anyway, no. Like,
Well, you know
my
what? I
favorite.
mean, Bush, Trump. Anyways, moving on. AJ, who would be your number 1?
Oh boy.
Yes, you
Oh,
must
boy.
choose one.
If it was one of those you gotta do it now situations, I
It
would say
is.
Parks and Recreation.
Oh fuck!
Really?
Wow,
I could watch that show over and over again.
that show's really great.
I enjoy it.
I have to admit, even though I love shows like The Office, I
Yeah.
could never get into Parks and Rec.
Really?
I know.
I feel like that's a show for you.
I know.
I found,
Oh
the,
my
I found the
gosh.
characters to be more relatable than the Office characters.
It's funny because
To
I
a
have a different
degree.
perspective.
Yeah.
To
I don't
each
know.
their own.
And I feel like I know somebody who's like most of the characters
nice.
in
Like
Parks and
one
Rec.
person that reminds you of all the characters.
No,
or-
no,
Oh,
like-
okay. Gotcha,
Like
gotcha.
my wife reminds me of Leslie Knope.
Yeah. I
Are
can
we
see
allowed
that.
to make the joke about nope?
Because she loves binders and organization and
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, she's like a hummingbird.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Chuck kind of reminds me of Ron Swanson.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That'd be an
yeah.
interesting, actually,
Oh,
podcast.
Kind
Oh,
of
buddy.
quietish and when he speaks,
Yeah.
he's not speaking shit.
He's actually
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when Chuck talks, you might want to listen.
Yeah.
He's an intelligent feller.
It's
Sure
funny
is.
with the way you describe them. Those are the people I love and I struggle to hang out with because when you actually get to a good conversation, this is my perspective, with a person like that, they actually stop and they're listening. Whereas you're sometimes used to that. You say something. Oh yeah, I
Back and
remember.
forth.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Chuck is very patient in that way. You're right. That can throw you off. 'Cause like, no.
Well,
Okay,
if you
okay,
know
I'll keep
the
going.
person well, then it helps.
Then it
Don't get me
helps,
wrong.
for
But
sure,
it's just one of those things that I love. But then sometimes I'm like, I just want you to cut in,
Yeah.
please.
Say anything.
Anything.
Literally, the word anything. Say it.
Yeah.
And I think that I like the fact that it was one of those shows that wrapped up. It ended properly.
Yeah. If I would say if Parks and Rec had one thing over The Office, it's the fact that they didn't lose their main character. And
yeah, that's true. They
they
didn't lose any of their
No.
characters.
and they were able to end it on the note that they wanted, which
Yeah.
I'm sure the last couple of seasons of The Office.
They
had
didn't
to
lose
be
their
very
main character on The Office. He came back and saw the wedding. What?
good. Yeah, he was there for
And he had
fucking
one line.
One line.
One line.
So
But he
bullshit.
was there.
He was there. He was there.
Man, maybe he had 2 lines. I think he had something,
I don't
something about
remember
his
the exact.
kids.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact phrasing. But yeah, Office is one of those ones where, yeah, the first, it's not even just losing the characters, but the first half of this, whole full season was the best. Then it kind of got ruffled.
Yeah.
I found it was shortly after Pam and Jim got together
Yeah,
and got married and had a kid.
Yeah.
And then you kind of stopped caring about Pam and Jim.
Yeah, you lost a bit.
And I
Yeah, a
feel
little
like
bit,
that
yeah.
was really the main focus of the show was their whole thing.
Yeah.
And then all the stuff that happened outside of that. I will say one of my favorite episodes in TV is the dinner party episode with where Steve Carell's showing off the little TV. Like, look, I just got a plasma TV and it's like a 13-inch TV.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
I stand here
that
for hours and
episode.
watch it.
That one.
And Jan's just
That's
a
freaky.
terrible human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
And everybody's just kind of like
awkward.
awkward.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
awkward. Oh, and then
trying to
it's-
get out of it. And then
Little
Dwight
freak
shows
out.
up. You said this was a couple's party, so I grabbed my babysitter or whatever, my old babysitter.
Oh man, Dwight's the best.
Yeah.
It was a good character.
I'd say that's probably one of my favorite episodes of that show.
Nice.
But Parks and Rec is a noble choice. I can't knock that. It's
I
a
just
fun.
like it. I like
it's
the
a fun story.
characters.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
laughed
it.
my butt off at that show too.
Because there's certain characters, like I love The Office, but there's certain characters I just don't. You don't get enough really information on them for them to be main
Mains.
characters,
Gotcha,
like
yeah.
Stanley and Meredith, and I mean, I guess that's Creed's thing, is you don't know a whole bunch about Creed,
Right.
and that's the
Well, yeah,
great
Yeah.
part, one of the great parts.
for sure.
But yeah, like there's certain characters that you're like, I don't know, are they necessary if you're not really gonna flesh them out a little bit more? Whereas with Parks and Recreation, the characters that were the main characters, you knew
Mm.
right.
them as people,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
Nice. Yeah. I just never got it. Yeah. I know my son Sam totally into Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Watched it religiously. Tried to
for
get me to
sure.
watch it with him, and I sat. I laughed like it's funny. Just never got into
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron's the best.
Ron's pretty great.
Ron's probably my favorite
For
character.
sure. Now, since we've now talked about this, I got one curveball question for everybody.
Oh, okay.
If there was one show that's already in existence or has existed, that you would say depicts your life the best, what would that be?
Oh, Faye. Roseanne.
That
Oh, nice.
70s show.
Oh, nice! Both those are great. I don't know if you're gonna know the show that I'm gonna mention. That I think
Two guys,
represents
a
my
girl,
life.
in a pizza place.
No, actually, yes. No,
Yeah,
it was
started.
an old HBO show called Dream On.
Yeah, I know that show.
Did you watch the show?
It sounds vaguely familiar, the name,
It's
but
basically about a man in his 40s who his entire frame of reference of understanding is old school television shows.
Yeah, I remember that show. My parents
okay,
used
yeah,
to watch
no,
it.
Yeah.
do not.
I
know.
love that. I watched that show as a kid. That's weird. And I always thought my show, because that's, a lot of ways I think it's old.
Oh,
shows
now
and
that's
everything,
making me
so-
think of shows like Arliss.
Oh, yeah, Arliss.
What's his name? Robert Wool.
I don't know that one either. Shit.
But all three great choices.
Yeah.
That 70s show, for sure, that makes sense.
Oh, Roseanne, and not last season Roseanne or
No.
remake Roseanne.
No, you're talking
Okay,
OG.
you're talking
I'm
Right,
talking about
yeah.
Roseanne.
Exactly.
Like,
And
come on.
Roseanne makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really
no,
fun.
that 70s show just because that's kind of what I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Sat in the basement and
Got high.
burned incense,
Yeah,
listen to music,
Nice.
hung out
Yeah.
with my friends.
Yeah.
Hey, that whole camera technique with the
Oh,
on the
that
swivel,
was
that
good.
was genius.
Oh,
That
it was
brilliant.
that was good.
For sure.
Remember when they tried to make the '80s show?
Oh Lord.
Oh,
They're doing. Did you hear about this? Did you know about this? I think we talked about this.
I think we did.
They're doing that 90s
the
show,
90s. Yeah.
but it's actually has to do with the Foremans.
Oh, interesting.
So it's Red and Kitty, and they're taking
I
care
remember you mentioning this.
of
Yes.
Eric and Donna's
Yes.
child
Yeah.
or children
Yeah,
for like
something.
a summer or something, and then
Yeah.
that's where all the friends hang out is
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the Foreman's
Are
house.
they there?
I'm assuming
Are
they're
the
going to pop
original
up every now.
actors?
Yeah.
I'll think
Um,
they'll pop up.
I'm
here
gonna
and
hold
there.
reservation. I mean, I was excited for the 80s
I think
show,
it'll
and
be
it
like-
fucking sucked.
I
So
think
I'm
it'll
gonna
be like
hold off.
I think it'll be like a Saved by the Bell reboot where Zach's not in every episode kind of thing.
I don't know if I'm gonna like it. We'll see.
or a Full House
I'll-
reboot. That's another thing I liked about Full House reboot.
Yeah, but they handled that right though. They
Yeah.
did such a
think you're
great
right.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was cheesy.
Yeah.
It was a little over the top.
Yeah.
There were some like sly references to old episodes or of the original series or the Olsen twins or
And
Yep.
they've wrapped up.
Yeah.
They're not doing any more.
no, they're not.
Because I was gonna say, what are they
Yeah,
gonna say
no.
about Lori Loughlin?
Yeah,
she
no,
comes
no.
back like,
She they were doing it when that whole shenanigans
Right,
was going
yeah.
on and they wrote her out.
yeah,
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
to.
They told her hit the bricks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you cheated. Well, then.
So I guess Aunt Becky just never came to visit
They came back.
anymore.
So now they got abandoned children, is what you're saying. Their mother abandoned them because.
Yeah. Yeah.
That gets really dark.
Yeah, it's all right.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Did they have the twins? I think they had the twins once or twice.
Not that I'm aware of.
In the
In the
reboot?
remake?
Yeah.
Not at
can't
all.
I think they
remember.
came in as older kids at one point. Maybe
I
in
didn't
the
watch-
I
last
do.
episode.
For some reason, I remember like a door pop in where I saw them, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I
don't
can
I
remember.
my
I don't
recollection is
remember.
no,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong.
But I
Either
mean,
way.
it was
Just fun.
yeah. I'd
Yeah.
have to say it was fun.
It was fun.
If you're a
Like-
Full House fan, it's
Yeah.
right up your alley,
Yeah.
right? Like it's definitely something that you're gonna appreciate.
I didn't hate that show when I was
Yeah.
a kid.
My kids liked the remake so much they went back and watched the originals and
Right.
still enjoyed it.
There you go. Right. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a show made for me, but
It was
I
wholesome.
respect it.
Yeah,
It was
wholesome
wholesome.
fun.
It was
Yeah.
it was
Wholesome fun.
Yeah,
on the
nothing
same
wrong with that.
along the same lines as Family Matters.
I mean, how often
Yeah.
or Family Matters or Step by Step? Like, how
Yeah.
often do you have
Alf.
those shows? Alf, yeah, those
Yeah.
those shows don't really
Yeah.
exist
except for
anymore.
the fact that he ate cats.
Yeah, well,
Well, no, he wanted to.
yeah, he never did.
No,
He
he
never-
did.
No,
He
he
did.
didn't. No, he
He
didn't.
did.
He did not.
He just didn't eat their cats.
I'm with AJ.
okay.
Yeah, he didn't eat their cat, but I'm confident he ate other cats in the neighborhood.
Well, he was simply
they
trying
They
to ensure
should
the.
have had an Alf Garfield crossover,
yeah, that would have been. Why? The fuck?
or Alf and Heathcliff.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
Why would you
Remember
do that?
Heathcliff and
Of
the
course
cool
I do.
cats?
No, we need like an elf and ET.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Heathcliff and Garfield, maybe.
Where they fight?
Oh, man.
Alf and E.T.
Alf doesn't look like a fighter. He
Yeah, I
looks
don't
like he
think
really
they'd
just
fight.
should chill out.
Remember they had
Elf
they
would
had
try to
the
eat
animated
ET.
Oh yeah,
the
Melmac.
Alf animated series.
it was called.
I
Was
don't
it called
think I
Alf?
ever saw
Pretty sure
that.
it was
I
called
did.
Alf.
It was all about him on Melmac, his home planet, and he went by his real name, Gordon Shumway. And it was all about just life on another planet. Alf being Alf.
I don't
elsewhere.
think I've ever seen
It
or
was a
heard of it.
prequel.
I think it was great,
It
but
was
I
a-
was also very young when I watched it. So
It was
who
a
knows?
prequel to the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So it happened before. It was like when he was younger.
Yeah.
It was like a late
Oh.
teens kind of.
Something like that. Yeah.
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 Well,
Rhonda
I'll
was,
have to go
his
Google that
girlfriend.
later just to see if I have a recollection upon seeing. But
Yeah.
yeah, right now,
Gordon
nothing.
Shumway.
Gordon
Nothing.
Shumway. Yeah. I love that show. It's good times.
Yeah, nice.
Alf.
Aliens. But I think I'm gonna have to call you out, AJ. It would be Heathcliff and Garfield and E.T. versus Self. We're being.
But why versus?
Well, maybe not versus. Together.
Why versus?
Together.
Because
Because
it's
otherwise,
appropriate.
why the fuck would you? Like, why would you ever think to see Alf and Heathcliff in the same thing? I don't.
Because Alf would be trying to get Heathcliff,
Oh.
and Heathcliff would be outsmarting Alf.
Okay.
That could be like a
that-
horror movie
that
thing
does
where there's
sound-
like Heathcliff trying to just be careful in this sneaky building, and then there's a creature.
And Alf is like this.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to reboot that yet.
Alf? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. I'm surprised too. Or Bigfoot. Or no, Harry and the Hendersons.
They did a show. They did the
They
movie.
tried.
They did.
yeah.
They did the movie,
movie and the show, but
with-
outside of that,
with
have they-
John Lithgow, and then the
Yeah.
show, and then nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
but I'm just saying both those properties. You're right. I'm surprised that they've never done any reboots
Yeah, the
yet.
closest I can
Yeah.
think of is that where they were all aliens that looked like humans. Had the funny guy.
Oh, Third Rock.
Oh,
Thank
Third Rock
you.
from the
Yeah,
Sun.
That's
Third
a
Rock.
great
Yeah,
show.
that was a
too.
great show too.
That
yeah.
was actually
Speaking of John Lithgow.
Nikki.
Yeah, thank you.
Nikki has the box. Well, not the box set, but all the seasons
yeah.
Oh, nice.
on the DVD.
Yeah.
And yeah, I watched it not too long ago, and it still holds up.
Oh, I
Nice.
bet.
I
bet.
haven't
sure.
seen it in a long time. I must
Unbelievable
admit.
cast.
Yeah.
The plot lines are great. Like you would watch same episode 2 or 3 times and get something new out.
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. Yeah. They were really clever in that show.
Fun
And
show.
fucking John Lithgow, man.
No, it's Lithgow.
That
yeah.
dude's good in anything he's in.
It literally. You could put him in like Barney and Friends, and it would automatically become like an Oscar contender.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Right.
like he's just great. He's just great.
Phenomenal actor.
He's phenomenal. Yeah,
I agree. I agree with the phenomenal, but I'm just surprised at the Barney and
I don't know. I'm
Friends.
just thinking of an obscure reference. You wouldn't get an Oscar for being a Barney and
well,
Friends.
that's the thing. He's done it all. He was great in a movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's an early Robin Williams movie called The World According to Garp.
Oh yeah.
It's more of a dramatic sort of thing. It's kind of humorous,
Yeah.
but not Robin Williams in your face. And he plays a transgender person.
Oh, I have a recollection of seeing that. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess back then they would have called him transsex or transvestite.
yeah.
but-
Probably yeah.
Sweet.
More, I'd say, if
transvestite.
if you were
I
to think
should
about
sing
it
that, my
now.
bad.
it would be more of a transgender person.
Probably.
And like phenomenal performance in that.
Yeah.
He's played what was that movie he played the bad guy in? It was like one
Lots.
of those like, but it was more like an 80s action movie, 90s action movie kind of thing. I want to say
Where
it was even
Lithgow was the bad guy?
yeah, I want to say it was even like a Steven Seagal movie or something.
I don't
I'd have
remember.
to look it up.
All right, yeah.
Just
No, I'm curious. I
to
kind of
ring-
want to
to
look it
ring
up.
the
One of the
But he
movies
just played an evil man.
Oh yeah,
Evil man.
one of the movies, and I think I might have mentioned it before, that he did as a kid that totally just shocked my brain was called, I think it was called Raising Cain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Classic.
holy fuck.
Yep.
His role in that, and then you see him playing all the personalities. You're like,
Yep.
oh my god, like that was just
That
really
was
truly
Yeah.
something different. I wonder how it holds up now. I'd like to see it. You know, if I get this.
Those are the ones I'm always worried about
Yeah.
rewatching. Part of
Yeah.
me wants to, experience that again, but I'm afraid I'm going to watch it and go, oh, no.
Yeah, like, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, wasn't that good? Oh, yeah. It is, yeah.
Yeah, you
then he
still got to
played-
try it.
Then he played Barney Stinson's dad on How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, he did. He did do that.
I never
Yeah,
got
that's
into
right.
that one.
I did for a while, but then
Yeah.
after it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
There,
I just never
I
got into it.
rewatched it recently, and there is a certain point where it just feels like it goes back over on itself.
yeah, yeah.
Like it's like it gets to a certain point, and it's like, oh, okay, restart, but different.
Which sucks because, like, I love the entire cast in it. I think they're
Yeah.
all great actors. They've all done amazing things
Definitely
outside
brought
of that.
fucking Neil Patrick Harris back to
Absolutely.
the forefront of
And
everything.
I think the premise is great too, but you could tell when they started the show, they didn't have a clear end game for it. Because that's why it started to fall into itself, and they didn't, or maybe they did have a clear end game, but they had to adjust it along the way,
Yeah.
and that's like,
well, I think they had a clear end game, and by the last season, maybe last half of the last season, they started doing the thing where they told, kind of from the mother's point of view,
right,
and then she gets sick, and the reason was, I think they were supposed to end it with just them being together, and that was that. How I Met Your Mother, the end. But everybody on social medias and everything was like, but Robin.
yeah, right.
So I think they kind of rewrote it to fit that Ted and Robin end up together, which I think kind of
I don't really
made it
think
Yeah.
a little bit less than it could have been.
Right,
They
yeah.
should have just ended it with, and this is How I Met Your Mother, the end.
And now they're doing How I Met Your Father, that's
Which
on its way.
is completely, I guess it's the same idea, but different.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
Trying
know.
to make it different.
I mean, I'll check it out. I like
Sure.
sitcoms and everything like
I-
that.
I-
but-
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say, it's one of those things, and I'm sure somebody would look at me how much I'm wrong, but I miss when we were younger because it always felt like shows were new. Like
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah,
There was nothing like Seinfeld.
agreed. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're now, and I don't know if it's just because we're older or just the time that we're in. I agree. Like,
Yeah.
when you find something really fresh, you want to hold on to it because
Yeah.
you're like, when the fuck is this going to happen again?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And
Mhm.
everything does kind of seem
Like
nothing
stuff from before.
Yeah, it does.
It's the boy version. It's the young version.
Yeah.
It's the children
Yeah.
version. But at any rate,
That's a neither. Here,
yeah,
but I hear what
yeah.
you're
My
saying.
dad complains all the time about it. There's this remake, that remake, this other remake.
Well, yeah, there's no real original ideas much anymore. Who was I talking to about? I was talking to my wife about that, and how Disney films
Hmm.
are just a retelling of a popular
Yep.
children's tale.
Yeah.
Or something like The
Perspective.
Lion King, which is just Hamlet with the animals.
Yep.
And then they did, I think it was The Lion King 2, which turned out to be more like Romeo and Juliet
Mhm.
with animals.
For
So
sure.
it's not fresh. Somebody's already
Mhm.
told that story. You're just putting a different skin over top of it. Right.
And that's probably true of all properties or IPs, right?
Probably most nowadays.
But-
It's the same kind of thing with songs. It's how do you write, being a musician in a band, how do you write a fresh
Yeah.
thing, right? Like if it's too different, it's not going to get accepted. If it's too
Yeah.
similar, it's not going to get accepted. So where's that middle ground where it feels new but familiar at the same
It's
time?
new on that base that people can kind of step into. That
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
And I have no idea.
no, I don't.
And there's
either.
not much.
don't
I guess the
either.
point is there's not much of that anymore. right?
As someone who's always trying to come up with new and fresh ways to tell stories, it's difficult because you don't like you said, there's a middle ground there, but finding that middle ground is the challenge. And staying within it, if you have a sustained project, it's really, really, really hard because you want an audience, but you also don't want it to be the same thing they've seen elsewhere.
Mhm.
Right? You want something familiar to that. It's really hard. And as humans, what we typically do is we see someone else's work, get inspired by that, and then try to recreate it, mimic it, or adapt. Exactly.
Yeah, make
So
something new.
always we're going to try to pull from something else. Even my idea for my soundtrack life, the show I want to create, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's got some fresh and original ideas, at least in my head, in it. But I'm like 1,000% borrowing from other things that I've seen.
Eli Stone, the one I called
Eli
out.
Stone, yeah, or the Wonder Years, where my parent templates and
Yeah.
things like that, right? Like because that's the stuff that I know, and it makes sense that oh yeah, these are what I want to see translate through, right? So I think it's just hard. It sucks now because now we're older, and it's like when you get that new thing, you're like, oh man, I can't wait for that next new thing. And it's happening across the board. It's with the music, television, movies, games. Like I can't believe
the whole GTA re-release.
Oh,
Let's not even get started on that.
don't even.
Apparently that's
This-
broken.
Oh, is it?
Apparently,
I truly don't know. I don't
Apparently
know.
it's broken.
it's very broken.
I'm
Play-
afraid it's one of
PlayStation
those
pulled it.
things. It's one of those things. I'm afraid. Really? Shit.
Yeah, PlayStation pulled it.
That sucks because it's one
Did
of
they
those.
pull it?
Shit.
Yeah, they pulled it
Fuck.
from their store
That's
already.
twice they've done that.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
What is Sony doing?
It's because people were asking for refunds.
Oh wow.
Oh shit. Yeah, I have to admit, it's one of those things that I love GTA going back, and I'm talking about like San Andreas, that
Yeah.
shit from way back.
Yeah.
I don't want to try to replay it because I know I'll likely just get bored and not want to play
See,
it.
and that's the thing. Like I want to replay it, but I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna go blow $80 or however much it costs for games now.
Yeah.
Which is probably like 120, but whatever. I'm gonna go play these old games, and then I'm gonna get like 4 missions in, 5 missions in.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to play anymore.
Meh.
Meh.
You got because
Like-
you get that nice little buzz, and then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm bored.
See,
That's exactly how I felt about the Assassin's Creed line. It was like, okay, but you're just doing the
Redoing
same,
the same thing.
thing with
Yeah.
a different skin,
Yeah.
right? It's a
Yeah.
different time period. It's a different character, but you're still doing the same shit, jumping off buildings and fighting
Doing
people and
this
being
time.
sneaky. And
Yeah.
And it's really hard to sell an original IP because if you're somebody because at the end of the day, making media is making money. That's your whole purpose, is to make money. So if you're trying to present an original idea to somebody who's going to back you, it's really challenging for them to want to give you that money with no basis. That's why 99.9% of all IPs come from some sort of existing property, whether it be a book, story, whatever. Because
Well, yeah.
there's
that's
some sort of
something.
proof of concept there,
it's
right?
incredibly juvenile, but I find that maybe Jackass was something that wasn't necessarily happening before it.
You say juvenile, I say maybe genius.
Yeah, no, that
Maybe
was
genius.
a good
But you're right,
example.
that's a good
Yeah,
point,
Good
yeah.
example.
I know that Bam and his crew were doing CKY
Yeah.
videos, but it wasn't mainstream.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
all underground.
It was all
Yeah.
underground.
That
It
was
wasn't
before
known.
YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's way back.
So that got popular because of Jackass.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, for me, it's the Sim games back in the day,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Civ specifically, Civilization, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6. One thing I've always loved is every new version has actually been a different gameplay,
No, that's true. Yeah.
right? Like for anybody that really is into it, like Civ 5 was really much about war, take it over. This new one, no, it's not even about wonders really as much anymore. Like you
Right.
do it, but it's really now more about. You can pick how you want to try and play the game and then go nuts. You're doing a super hard level where just stay alive,
Yeah.
blah, blah. That's one thing I like about, to me, it's a good example of it's still the same thing. It's still Civ,
Yeah.
but they spin it a different way
Make it
for
different,
every
yeah.
release. That way there's at least something kind of fresh in it.
So and you're not just blowing money on the same game you got last year.
Yeah.
Don't be wrong.
Talking to you, FIFA.
Well, I do love Civ, but I also will say the thing. Don't be wrong. You can buy your base game, still have a great time
Yeah.
because that's a meism.
Mhm.
But they will happily go charge you $30 for this add-on,
Okay,
$30
for sure.
for
Oh, yeah,
that
for sure.
add-on,
Yeah.
$30 for this thing,
Which
Yeah.
is fine, but you're getting more content from that.
You
It's not
do.
like you're just getting a new skin.
No,
Yeah.
you do
It's
get
like
more,
legit,
and
yeah.
really I should knock it because I haven't actually seen it. But
Mm.
I feel free to kick it over to me for free. I will inspect and provide a valid feedback.
Yeah, as we can get a
Yeah.
we do a review. Why not? Yeah. I don't know. It's very difficult to get something new and original out there and have it succeed. You know what I mean? Like you think of Squid Game. You guys seen Squid Game?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch Squid
I
Game?
think I've seen my kids play this. Maybe.
Well, you should watch the
Oh,
movie.
Oh no,
it's
the
a
show.
show.
That's the
yeah.
show.
It's a show.
And you know what's
Like-
funny? sorry, let me rephrase that. Where I have seen my kids watch it.
For sure. But you
I
think
hope
about
they
that-
haven't been playing Squid Game.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it's dangerous. No.
Yeah, no.
But the idea, like, it's a very interesting premise, a very interesting concept. And I think on the surface, you're going to think, oh, that's a very fresh and new idea. But it's really
Yeah,
not.
it reminded me of what was that Canadian movie again?
Yeah,
Cube or
The
whatever.
Cube, yeah. I was thinking like Battle Royale or
I was just
Hunger
trying to piss you
Games
guys
or-
off.
I know. Like it does hold a lot of weight in those sort of things, but it does its own spin on it. So at the end of the day, you can't really necessarily try to be the most new and original. You just got to
Yeah,
create the best
that's,
project you want.
That's fair. It's all about enjoying it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's for your thing about creating a song. If you just love it, at the end of the day, when you're done writing and you love the song that you created, you just got to put it out there.
Yeah.
And fucking hope to God other people like it too.
Yeah.
And that's really just it, right? I think that's what the secret to the success of the Foo Fighters is, and maybe other bands too. It's like, well, we're just gonna make music that we like. Well, hopefully other people like it too, and then thankfully they're on a big enough platform that they can go to a fucking Bee Gees cover record and still make
Yeah.
bank. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
that's what I think. Yeah, that's my opinion.
I think we
Well,
agree.
you're entitled to it.
No,
I'm just kidding. You
It
make,
sounds
you make good
awesome.
points, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Cool.
you. Well, any other televisional topics we want to talk about?
No, we
Happy
covered-
days.
Happy, dappy, dappy days.
Another one I never really got into. The only reason I knew
Laverne and Shirley.
about the only reason I knew about Happy Days was because of the song.
Oh, yeah,
video.
Monday, Tuesday. Oh, Weezer.
Weezer.
Weezer, thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Weezer.
I think that's why I got into Happy Days. I did start watching a little while because of that video.
yeah, the only thing
Oh,
I've
see,
ever
I-
known of
yeah.
Happy Days is the Weezer song.
Yeah, I knew Happy Days before.
No,
I did
all
not.
that stuff.
No.
It was a TBS thing. I think
Yeah,
because
that
when
had
we
a
first
little
got
block, yeah.
when we first got cable, there was all these shows on TBS. Like in the morning was the Bewitched
Yeah.
and I Dream of Jeannie,
Gotcha.
and then after school was either the Munsters. Oh, there's Gilligan's Island in there too.
Oh,
Can't
sure.
forget about the Gilligan's
No,
Island.
you can't. That was a great show.
No
Gotta
one I
love the
never
Gilligan's
watched.
I'm going to
Island.
throw a quick shout out to my wife's favorite show, and I hope she cares. I Love Lucy. That is probably her favorite
Yeah.
show of all time.
That was a good one.
That was a
All in
great
the
show.
Family.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Nice.
Good time.
See, I can't pick just no. There's so
That's why
many.
South Park, baby.
So many.
South Park never gets old.
Boston
Great.
Legal.
Yeah,
Done and
there
done.
you go. We should do that. We should just watch all those 3 shows now. There are 3 top. Or
Oh, pick
ones.
like 3 top episodes. or
yeah,
something
and
out
then
of it.
go review them. Yeah.
Eh,
Do you
we
want to
can
watch
give
us
that a shot.
review old television shows?
Do I want to watch Boston Legal?
Oh, yes,
Trust me, you
sir.
say that, but wait till you see an
Oh, yes.
episode. You might sing differently. It's actually a really fun show.
It is.
It's smart, but it's also dopey. Like it's got a lot of really
It's
great.
the good mix.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the good
fun.
mix.
Is it like Ally McBeal but different?
I
1,000 times, 1,000 times better than Ally fucking.
No, no,
McBeal.
no, no.
No
Let's
way.
be careful.
Ally
Okay.
McBeal.
I would say hundreds times
Okay,
better, not
all right.
thousands. Alec McBeal saved my sanity when I was in college, bored out of my effing mind.
Yeah.
Had no money to do anything, and I would go classes, come home, and I'd actually be pissed off I didn't have homework.
Oh wow.
And I got totally hooked on Ally McBeal. My wife would laugh because she would come over and visit, and I'd be like, "Okay, we gotta watch the telly. We gotta watch the telly. Ally McBeal's on." And this is like back when you had to catch them
That's
live.
great,
Like I
that's
had to
great.
see the next episode. I remember,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I wish it an Ally
I
McBeal.
only
I just think
watched-
Boston Legal was a better
yeah.
show.
I
that's
only
all.
watched maybe the last 2 or 3 seasons of it because
Yeah.
that was about the right time period. But yeah, thank you, Ally.
And then he flipped over to Felicity and Dawson's Creek.
No, I was never really into those ones. Those ones I
Yeah.
passed. I passed. Yeah,
No,
no.
I was the Dawson Creek guy. That was-
I
that was
I
me,
passed
yeah,
on
for sure.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ally
don't
McBeal,
think
I
I've
forgot.
Ever
about
seen
shit.
a full episode of either of all 3 of those shows that I just mentioned?
Mm.
In a joke.
Yeah.
I don't
I've
think
seen,
I've seen
yeah.
I don't think I've seen. Ally
I've seen
McBeal
numerous episodes of all 3.
Or
Yeah.
Dawson's Creek or
For sure.
Felicity.
I mean, I'm not a Dawson's Creek fan. I'm just messing around, but I have seen episodes of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I have
It's
those
a teen
two.
drama. There you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kids going through things. Boston
Yeah.
Legal was a very fun show. About
My wife really watched some show like that somewhat recently, where it was some sort of serial killer and they were trying to track it down. 4 friends in high school. I can't remember the name of it though.
The horrible
I know what
Archie show.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Riverdale.
No, not Riverdale. It was the other one, but still. Still love you.
All right. Well, any more stuff on television?
No, we could
The like-
meander further
probably
about
do this
random
for, like,
shows we
another
don't like, but
3, 4, 5 hours
Yeah.
easily. We had gotten into the weed or booze.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll pass on the wiener booze. Thank you.
Sure, for now.
No wiener booze. Booze. Yeah,
No wiener booze.
no wiener booze.
Wiener
No wiener
boots.
booze. I don't
No
want
wiener
wiener
booze.
I
booze.
got wiener boots.
Okay, I'll take some wiener boots. And on that note, you out there, what are your favorite old television shows? Do you have a number 1? Do you have a number 2? Do you have a number 3? Share them with us. We'd like to know your thoughts.
Number 2.
You like that, eh? What do you think of our picks? Do you agree? Have you seen them? You're like, what the fuck's Rescue Me? Let us know your thoughts. We want to know what you're thinking about television and in the comments and what you like about our show. Anybody out there that is feeling unwell upstairs, we just want to let you know that you matter, not just us, but those around you. And it's important to talk about what's going on inside your head. This is across the board for everybody. So if you don't feel like you can talk to us, you can talk to those around you. We're going to leave some links up in our description of the show so you can find any help that you might need that's out there.
Mhm.
But until next time, I've been Harvey.
Dave Shergold.
Da-na-na-na.
Nice.
I'm AJ.
Yes!
Well done. Very well
Yes!
done.
That was fan-fucking-tastic.
That was
good job,
good.
sir.
That was very good.
And if you didn't figure it out, you just got yourself sarcastically distracted. Have yourselves an amazing night. Peace.
Bye now.
Take care.